The Square is a black comedy satire drama film directed by Ruben Östlund. Now, I've seen Triangle of Sadness and Force Majeure, so this is his other noticeable work. This one won the Palme d'Or of, I believe, 2017. This one is about Christian. He is a curator for a pretentious museum. His job is to, foster in marketing and hype for new exhibits and events, really pretentious art stuff. Like one of the exhibits is literally just piles of gravel or something. But anyways, he is doing an interview, and one day while he's walking down the street, someone starts screaming and chasing a woman, and he gets involved and helps protect this woman from an assault or something. However, it was a confidence scam. The person calling him over for help, the woman and the attacker were all in on it. They managed to take his cufflinks, his phone, and his wallet. So now he doesn't have his phone. Really awkward for him. So while he's trying to deal with this whole, they've taken my phone thing, it's hard to really, if you've ever lost your phone or had it break, or it throws him for a loop, and he doesn't pay attention to something at work, and it ends up biting him in the ass later. The main focus is a couple of subplots here and there. There's one where he decides, with the help of an employee, creates these letters and basically uses the GPS app on his laptop to find out where his phone is, finds it in an apartment block, and just assumes it's a rough neighborhood, so he just goes there and throws a whole bunch of letters into everyone's mail slot, basically saying, bring me back my phone drop it off at this 7-Eleven or I'll come after you. It ends up facing the wrath of a young boy whose parents think he's a thief. So that's a small subplot there. But then there's also the huge marketing thing that he wasn't paying attention to, so it ends up being blowing up in his face. The movie has a lot of rich themes, mainly about, I think the main one's about like the upper class not really understanding how things work with poor people. He just assumed that this apartment building is just too dangerous, so he just, did the vigilante stuff instead of, just filing a police report like normal, or just knocking on the doors asking for the phone to be returned. Maybe a Swedish thing, but there's also the bystander effect that's explored, classism obviously, but there's also a great sequence where Elizabeth Moss confronts him because they slept together, and there's a little bit scattershot in plot. Like the first hour and a half is all set up, and then we finally work our way into the climax, and there are some gut-busting hilarious scenes in this, but sometimes the movie drags in the other scenes. They're not as effective. I didn't really like the Tourette scene. But overall, The Square is a very biting satire. I rather enjoyed it, even though it was a little bit overlong. Really great performances from everyone. And I give The Square a 7 out of 10.